Advice.
Who are in the event of divorce, rarely do you expect people to say good things about each other after divorce. So, and this is the perfect case of both Honorable Rigathi Gachagua and the former Attorney General. Because they, no matter what they say, they have a very big undoing in context. Context does not favor them. Because when you look at the context of the former Deputy President, this is a man who in the last minute spent, I think, slightly over an hour on national television begging for the job he had, begging the president and the parliamentarians not to impeach him, meaning he loved where he was. Now, in the event that now you have been gotten out and you have a lot of bad things to say about that place, we then wonder, why were you begging to be in? And the same context then goes with the former Attorney General and Minister of Public Service, that up to the last minute, even in the unfortunate instance of what you would call the abduction of your son, you still were able to remain in.
Yeah.
Even when that had happened and you had actually come on camera and spoken about it, and the government was being reorganized, you still were able to be given a piece of that government, and you are still very willing to take it.
Without a word.
To the last minute, you have not come out and said, no, I do not need it anymore. You have sat until the last minute when it is again the government itself that has felt the need to do away with you. That is when you have a lot to tell us. So the issue of context actually does a lot of injustice to the message that the two of them have. The ratio of believability then goes very low. Because then when I listened to JB Muturi and the things, and he was speaking with a lot of authority and speaking like he really wants to bring out something very, very huge, and speaking very tough words about the president and who he is and his personality and all that. Mokua, if that came from Deborah Mlongo, despite the fact that I would still not believe it 100%, maybe I would give it a 30. Because maybe then I would have the imagination that this is a new person in public service. Most of us as Kenyans have just known Deborah when she's been appointed as a minister, and therefore would have a perception that she even didn't know President William Ruto, and these are realizations that she has just done. But when a man who has known the other for 20 years comes out and now wants to make us discover that he has just discovered his personality, it doesn't make sense. When JB Muturi wants to tell us about the personality of President William Ruto and how weird it is, and yet he's been speaker for 10 years, while President Ruto was deputy president for 10 years. And away from that, they have served in the same parliament. How is he discovering his personality just now? If President Ruto's personality is as JB Muturi puts it, then I do not expect that JB Muturi was in any way going to, in fact, work with President Ruto, even in the campaign to make President Ruto president of this country. But he was able to fold his own ambitions running for president, and he told this country that no, whereas I think I can be president, this is a better man. It is him who told us. And we had to believe him because, remember, he had known and interacted with President Ruto for over 20 years. He can't discover the president's personality just now.